It's only been a day or two since we got the shock surprise drop of the Black Ops 7 teaser trailer. Within the 3-minute trailer, there are an incredible amount of secrets and Easter eggs that you would have missed. But only after hundreds of viewings would you finally notice, so I'm going to try and show you them all in this video. There is so much to break down, so let's just jump straight into it. And one of the big Easter eggs is something which is happening throughout the trailer and specifically at the end, and it's the music that is used. This might not seem like an Easter egg, but trust me, hear me out with this one, as the song uses a remix of the song The Hand That Feeds by 9 Inch Nails, and the frontman of the band is Trent Reznor. Why this is significant is that Trent Reznor also wrote the main theme for the Black Ops 2 soundtrack. With his band's song featured as a remix of the trailer, it hints that Trent Reznor could be working on the soundtrack for Black Ops 7, or at least for the main theme of Black Ops 7. Another constant throughout the trailer that you might not think about is the butterfly that follows David Mason throughout. It lands on a glass screen that when David Mason pushes, cracks his version of reality. There is a chance that this butterfly could be a reference to the iconic butterfly effect theory, where the idea of making one small change in a matter of moments could have a life-changing effect at a matter of moments. And there is a chance that not only is that butterfly representing that for David Mason, such as past actions leading him to where he is now, but also the idea that this could have a branching storyline in the campaign similar to what we had in the Black Ops 2 campaign, where certain decisions that you make may alter outcomes further down the line. That is a more nuanced take on this detail, but a more narrative-driven reason behind the butterfly is it could represent the Celerium virus that Menendez unleashed on the West at the very end of Black Ops 2, and acts as a memory that is always following David Mason, almost acting like some sort of mental paranoia that is embedded within David's head that is constantly reminding him and taunting him of his past and Menendez from beyond the grave. And you might be confused about why I'm saying from beyond the grave, but we'll get into that in just a moment. But another unique detail is how the butterfly appears the moment David enters the main room, right as the robot from the guild is explaining how better technology is more important to stopping wars. Another small Easter egg detail is a nod back to Black Ops 6, with the main tech corporation in the Black Ops 7 teaser being the guild, who were a crime family that was headquartered in Avalon during the 1990s. Very little is known on the backstory of the guild apart from having a deal with the Pantheon. Another crazy detail that you would have missed is a reference that's in Black Ops 6 for hitting Prestige Master at level 1000, but the moment that David touches that screen, it immediately shatters the glass in an almost identical pattern to what we see on the Enigma Tech weapon blueprint in Black Ops 6, which has a cracked white glass effect on the weapon in a very similar pattern, pretty much signifying that that weapon blueprint was a moment from this moment in the teaser trailer. That blueprint also flashes a series of numbers, just like the numbers program from Black Ops 1 and 2, but rather than them being a red color, the numbers are more white. With the blueprint obviously being tied to Black Ops 7, the numbers are more than likely tied to Black Ops 7 as well, and it could be hinted that the guild may have adapted the numbers program to not only brainwash, but potentially to even break people's minds, as there is another reward for prestige level 1000, which is an emblem called Mind Break. Once David's mind literally breaks, we get a series of trippy moments that are all Easter eggs to characters and moments throughout the Black Ops series. This first scene only lasts for a moment or two, and admittedly I had no idea what this is until multiple watches back. Due to this moment snowing, as well as seeing parts of this building floating with icicles and a staircase leading up to an illuminated door with a broken bridge behind, this to me seems to be the Mount Yamantau location that we've seen in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops Cold War, a location that Jason Hudson and Gregory Weaver visited in the original Black Ops, but also saw David's father Alex Mason and Woods return to the satellite array in 1981 in Black Ops Cold War. It's a very, very vague moment, but it then switches to David Mason seeing an entire city skyline appear upside down from the ceiling before suddenly he's rotated upside down. And whilst he's here for mere moments, what you might not realize is he stood on top of a skyscraper in Kowloon, Hong Kong, which is an iconic location from the Black Ops 1 campaign called Numbers, where the whole point of this mission was to investigate the extent of Project Nova by investigating one of Dragovich Fletcher's former associates. The next scene sees David Mason open a shipping container upside down, and this is a reference to the iconic moment from Black Ops 2 where we saved Frank Woods from a shipping container in Angola as he was left there for several weeks to die at the hands of Menendez. Following that, we see a scene of David Mason turn to be in the room that his father, Alex Mason, was brainwashed into the numbers program in Vorkuta, with the same amount of TVs that we see throughout the Black Ops 1 campaign that he's interrogated in, and we even see the bed that his father was brainwashed on in Vorkuta to have the numbers program in his head. All of this is clear manipulation of the technology that the guild are presenting to Alex Mason, because the final moments show the butterfly being crushed by none other than Raul Menendez. Because of there being multiple endings in Black Ops 2, we weren't sure which one was canon, but even in this teaser trailer, at least to me, it's not 100% clear if Menendez is still alive after Black Ops 2, or if the Menendez we're seeing here is just a figment of David Mason's imagination manipulated by the guild. Either way, one of the coolest Easter eggs is throughout this trailer, there are whispers from both David Mason and Menendez to each other that go completely under the radar. So let me play you the moment they start, and I'll subtitle them for every time one of them is spoken.
Fear is a powerful thing. David Mason. Menendez.
Now, not only was all of that dialogue extremely cool, but what is crazy is that within Black Ops 6 Prestige Level 1000 rewards, there is a spray called Silent Whisper. And what was Menendez doing throughout that trailer? Silently whispering to David. Now, just when you thought the main part of the trailer was over, there are still so many more details, and it's during the animation of the new key art for the game we get to see our first confirmed weapon. We can't say exactly for sure what it is, but the assault rifle held by David looks to be some variant of the HVK-30, but it could also be an ICR variant or an entirely new weapon that we haven't seen before. But is it me? Does it also look a little bit like a Rampart from Black Ops 4? Now, as the animation continues, before we get to that final pose, we can see that David Mason is wielding what looks to be a Cap 40 or a pistol extremely similar to the Cap 40, which is iconic to the original Black Ops 2 soldier artwork, seeing as their poses are identical. One more final detail that you may easily have missed is in the final moments where we see the key art displayed, because on the right side, there is a word that says log 06-2025, which is a date that holds major significance in the Black Ops 2 timeline, as it's the date when a YouTube video was posted by Menendez announcing his own assassination that started the Cordis Dia movement. This is so iconic, and a lot of us, even prior to the reveal, assumed that there could be something significant happening to go alongside with this day of actually something being revealed for BO7 on June 20th, 2025. So this reference shows that they clearly still know it's a very important day, and they're also showing that it's a pretty integral part to be shown on the key art. But as we get into the small gameplay teasers afterwards, we can see what could potentially be the airship score streak in multiplayer, or just a moment from the campaign traveling between areas. The next section is extremely interesting because as we see this machete thrown into the ground, if you look very closely in the background, you can see that these two sort of palace tower buildings are the exact same ones that we see from the Black Ops 2 mission Time and Fate. This is an extremely important mission in the context of the Black Ops 2 story because this is is where Alex Mason and Hudson and the Panamanian Defense Forces raid Menendez's mansion. This is where Woods, in a fit of rage, cooks a grenade and throws it into the room, killing Menendez's sister, Josefina. This is what really first began the feud between Menendez and the Black Ops characters all the way in the original storyline. So this area being shown means that this still has a ton of context within the psychological backstory of Menendez and the characters, which should be really interesting to see unfold. The next few frames we see to be panning across several jail cells, and of course my first instinct was that what the heck, is this a teaser towards Mob of the Dead returning? And there is a possibility that it could, but the way that these cells are positioned facing each other doesn't really match what we originally saw back in Alcatraz, at least in the spawn room. This could be a completely different section of the map and not the spawn room. It doesn't match, but there are a set of hands on the right side through the bars there that looks very, very mysterious. The next scene is absolutely wild because we get to see 4 characters wing gliding into a massive open world, but this isn't just any open world. This looks to be Avalon, which was the rumored Black Ops 6 Warzone map that was cancelled, but parts of the map still remain within multiplayer, where if you fly around and take a sort of free view around, and especially if you look up in the sky, you can match this shot from the trailer absolutely perfectly to the map that exists in Black Ops 6, which confirms that the Avalon map was scrapped for Black Ops 6 in terms of it being used as a big map, but it's identically here inside of Black Ops 7. And the rumors are saying that the campaign is going to be an open world style campaign. We don't know for sure if that's confirmed yet. We know it's a co-op campaign. We can see 4 people gliding, which confirms that it is 4-player co-op like rumors have suggested. What at first may look like a shot of Warzone or even Blackout with the way that people are gliding in, I'm very confident that this is actually just campaign and is a look at the sort of open world aspect of it, which we aren't quite sure of to the full extent. After this, we see a brief scene of someone get dropped by David Mason, who was cloaked in some sort of invisibility type effect before turning around and shooting in the direction that he first entered the room in. There is a chance that this could be multiplayer that we're seeing here, and this could be an ability that you could use to temporarily go invisible, or could just be an ability that you can use within the campaign, as this room does look quite narrow and kind of campaign-esque. Moments later, we get to see a look at what I'm assuming is a multiplayer kill streak that we got to see early in the trailer. It's some sort of robotic dog, but look at the sign behind it. It literally says DAWG dog. That is just so funny, and a real blink and you'll miss it kind of Easter egg. And then of course we get literally 3 seconds of zombies footage here, where it very much looks like it is set in a dark ether version of Transit, where we have a few details to work on, such as there being an old farm windmill in the background, which identifies that this area that we are seeing is a farm which was part of Transit. There's barbed wire along the left side of wherever this is, and as these lights approach, it wakes up the zombies and attracts them. And of course, it's 2 lights, which of course is a vehicle of some kind. We are all suspecting this to be the Transit bus, but there is every chance that this could be a completely separate vehicle altogether. We just don't know. That wraps up all of the Easter eggs and secrets that I have noticed within the Black Ops 7 teaser reveal trailer. I'm sure there are a few more details that I didn't pick up on, so let me know in the comments if I've missed anything. If you want to see a full video diving into the 3 seconds of zombies that we've got right here, because trust me, there is a lot more to talk about, then do click this video that's appearing on your screen right now. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I'd super appreciate it. And make sure to subscribe, because I have a ton more Black Ops 7 videos coming your way, just like the one you've watched and the one that you can click on screen right now.